for watching Workspace. Today we're going to be looking at the best options, really all of the options available for a 20 to 30,000 square foot warehouse space. This particular client is actually headquartered near the Beltway. Let me go ahead and put this up so you can see it clearer. They're actually located here near the southwest part of town, near Beltway 8. So what we're going to do is pretty much start a boundary from their current location. They said they want to be along the Beltway here, so we're going to go ahead and do a pretty broad swath across Beltway 8 here. I'm going to include Champion Forest because there's some really good priced industrial space there, and we're going to narrow this back down here. So that's a really wide territory, but I do want to get all the options that we can here. So we're looking at industrial space. We're going to be looking at, I'm going to go ahead and say 20, let's see, let me do 15,000 to 30,000. Actually, let me narrow that a little bit. That's too many. Okay, I'm going to leave the rents open right now. So we're looking for an existing industrial space. So with those parameters, there are 53 properties here. So let's go ahead and take a look to see what we have. Now, we're going to start with some of the Class A properties here. Well, it actually says this is Class B. Depending on location, this can be a Class A property. This is a tilt wall construction. These are the nicer looking industrial properties you'll see. They're also at the higher price point. So these guys are very accommodating with 5 or 7 year leases. The rental rates here, based on this part of the market, the rent says withheld, but I know from doing deals here that they're going to be about $1 to $1.25 per square foot per month. So nice buildings, also on the higher end of what you would typically look at. But they're very desirable, and depending on the budget, this is something we can look at. Now, on the flip side, you have Class C buildings that are in this market. These buildings are typically built in 1970 to 1980. They're one story, you could tell they're dated type construction. They have usually grade level mostly. Sometimes they have a ramp or dock high. That's typically unusual for some of these older ones here. And the price will be about half. These will be about 50 to 75 cents per square foot per month. 5101 Tacoma Drive brings up an interesting option as well. These type of buildings here are not multi-tenant buildings like the other two we saw. These are more of a single tenant type where you can put your signage up. You're able to have the office space that you want in this part of the facility with storage throughout. That's expansive. It's great for, I call it a retail or slash industrial hybrid, something that my client might find very attractive. So we need to look at where this is actually located as well. So Brittmore Park, it's close to the Beltway here, so it's not, doesn't have that Beltway actual access where you can see the signage. But the good thing about that is the pricing is going to be much more attractive here. So this is a third type that we would have to consider, is this hybrid where it has that standalone feel, but it still has that expansive space that this business would need, so that it's iconic. It's something that people can actually remember. I brought us back to the survey page here. This particular client told me that they want to be closer to the north side of the Beltway. So I want to move this past 290 so we can avoid the traffic and congestion that's at 290. And we'll just skip that and focus on this northwest quadrant specifically. That's going to focus on the most competitively priced options. So that gives us just 20 properties to focus on, but we'll be able to do a deep dive. If we need to expand it later, we'll just be able to open that up and look at the parts closer to their original headquarters. So as we're looking through these properties, we see a really nice mix of multi-tenant Class A type properties. They have A, B, and C here. The rental rates are going to range between $6 per square foot per year, which is at the low, well, $5 or $6 at the lower end per square foot per year, to about $11 to $12 per square foot per year. So Pretty broad range here, but like I said during our conversation, that the market in Northwest Houston has been softer. So we've seen a lot more concessions in many of these buildings, and we've seen deals that we've been able to achieve lower than the asking rates here, including concessions like free rent, additional build out dollars, and more flexible lease terms. So there's a couple of very nice options that I see here. Some like this one at Windfern, that's one story, that doesn't have a lot of curb appeal. We're probably going to remove these so you don't see these in your search, but we're definitely going to highlight the opportunities that are really nice, that can be standalone options that show this iconic look that you guys are looking for. So we're going to start with these 20 properties here, or 23 spaces, and we're going to remove the ones that we know won't fit. But I'd love to get your feedback based on your selections here. We're going to move the ball forward. So I hope this information was helpful to you, and thank you for watching.